Hello and welcome to Las Blancas Podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Las Blancas. We are back at the start of this amazing stretch of games that we have got. We spoke about this in the previous part that yes, it has been a great October. Hopefully, the November continues in the same vein. And our first challenge for that to have a good November was Paris FC, a team that we have faced in the past. We somehow always encounter at the European stage, and it's our games against them have been quite well contested, I would say. Like we met them in 2023, and we lost actually both of them. We scored just once against them. And we are technically winless against them even after this game. So the game ended 1-1 with a last minute Caroline Weir strike to salvage a point for us. But overall, I feel like the game had positives that we can take on to the bigger challenges, which is Barcelona and Arsenal, which we will briefly talk about towards the end. But let's get into the game, and as always, to break down this game and to talk about everything that happened in it, I've got Kanita with me. Kanita, how you doing?
The amount of times I screamed during this game, I don't even know. Like there were so many chances. It was so frustrating how many balls did not go in. So, yeah, it was a game full of screams and frustrations. So, yeah, I mean, it should have been, honestly, it should have been 3 points, but Um, and yeah, we encountered our ex-player, Mylene Chalas, so that's fun as well. Like in both Paris games, we had some reunions. In PSG, we had Olga and now Chalas. So yeah, that's that's fun.
Yeah, with love from Paris, as they say. But yeah, that was our first drop points in this season's Champions League. We had 2 wins out of two, a very strong performance against Roma, and then now this. Before this, we had PSG as well, which was our first win against them. So, was hoping we could continue this and keep 100% win record, because only three teams currently have that. One of them, obviously, Barcelona. The other one is Lyon. And surprisingly, the third team is Manchester United, who have been having a good season. But we'll talk about them some other time. Today, let's focus on the game that we had. So it ended 1-1, a first half penalty for Paris FC, and a very late equalizer from Caroline Weir to end it. Let's start by looking at the lineups, because we changed a bit of our formation. Like we seem to have had established a 4-3-3 sort of setup before. We were looking comfortable in that, having a right winger who comes inside, sort of thing, and having two eights, one of them sometimes moving into that 10 spot. So some a little bit of fluidity. But in this game, we went back to a 4-2-3-1, and it was sort of surprising about which players took which spots a lot of the times. It was let's go through the lineup. So since France is out, it was Misa in goal, with right back Eva Navarro, Maria Mendes, Lacrar, and Sarah Homegaard starting as our starting left back. Then the double pivot of Sarah Debrits and Angeldahl, of which Angeldahl largely played deeper, and Debrits used to step up a lot of times and combine everywhere in the final third. Then we had Caroline Weir, Alba Redondo, and Linda Caicedo, and Naomi Feller was sort of leading the line. But a lot of the times, what was happening was Naomi Feller would shift to the left hand side. Caroline Weir would move to the right wing. We would move into a 4-4-2 sort of setup with Linda Caicedo and Alba Redondo operating as the as the front two, and Naomi Feller operating from the right. It was a lot of fluid movements. I would say, like, off the ball, we were sometimes in the early phases when the team is building out, when the opposition is building out, we had a 4-2-3-1 sort of setup with Caroline Weir moving to the right hand side. So it was fun. Like, Caroline Weir was not part of the front two that we have seen, in the past. A lot of the times in the previous season, she was a part of our front two, leading the press alongside a striker. That role was given to Linda Caicedo and Alba Redondo. They were like the front two in our off-ball setup. But it was an interesting one. Like, I think it worked for large parts. We had good moments with it. We created a lot of chances. But Kanita, just looking at that lineup, what were your initial thoughts? Like, I don't think there were any surprise picks in the lineup. Like, it was pretty much, it looks like this is our best 11 at the moment. Maybe one can argue that we would like to see Kukelar play a little bit more as the designated right winger. But apart from that, no complaints, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Honestly, like it was pretty expected. Like, I mean, Kukela only started in two, let's say, like easier games, like so maybe I didn't really expect her to start this one. But yeah, I mean, looking at the lineup, it was decent, and I mean, it was interesting to see which players played where, as you said. Especially important to say that with Angeldahl playing, as the deepest role in midfield, it caused a lot of problems. Aside from the penalty itself, it did. I mean, a lot of stuff. I mean, she lost a lot of balls and all that, and the entire fan base also talked about her performance. So, yeah, there was a handicap for her to play at that position, honestly, because she's more attack oriented. Usually, like everyone would be talking about, oh, how she scores so many goals in Sweden. Well, because she's in attack all the time, and that's why, it's exact opposite of what she did here. So yeah, and yeah, so for the lineup, that's it. Maybe it is a question whether Sarah or Yasmin would start. It seems like he doesn't have it figured out. I think Yasmin starts more regularly. Like, that's my feeling. So it's kind of weird with him right now. So yeah, but aside from that, really nothing weird.
Yeah, I think they're going game by game with Sarah and Yasmin at the moment. Like, Sarah starts some, like, you would imagine the first choice to start a Champions League game, that is important, but then again you have Barcelona and Arsenal up next. So I think those will be a better games to sort of gauge what he's trying to do. Because, like, if you look at our previous games as well against PSG, we started with Yasmin, so I'm guessing Yasmin is slightly ahead of Sarah at the moment. Which she's been doing really well, so it's well earned. But yeah, we will see what happens, how much of a rotation we see in those two games. uh but I think, like, you mentioned Angeldal, and it directly leads us into the point of the penalty that we conceded. So, let's a quick intro to Paris FC. Like, one of our experts, like Kanita had already mentioned, Mylene Chavez was starting in goal for them. And Paris FC, everything flows through Clara Matteo. Like, she has been the heart and the soul of the team for a few seasons now. Last season helped them win their first trophy as well. Now Gaetan Tini and Clara Matteo used to be the two leading forces for Paris FC. And Tini has retired before the start of this season. So we have got Clara Matteo in the leadership role, doing everything. And in this game as well, I think, like, she was their most threatening player. She was picking up the ball on the left hand side, drawing a lot of players, and then with that gap that is created in the middle, she was quickly able to release the ball in that gap and create chances. There was this early shooting opportunity that she managed to create from that. The penalty as well, coming from a pass, and then that player turned very nicely. And uh, the culprit there, or the guilty party there, was Angeldahl. And I think the expectation on her to play the deeper role, because then she's partnered by Caroline Weir and Sarah Debris, both of whom are a more attack minded players who want to get on in the final 40% on the pitch. They want to be involved there. So a lot of those responsibilities fall on Angeldahl to be able to provide screening presence, to be able to track the runners inside the box, to be able to cover that space in front of the center backs. And I think that was missing a lot in this game. Like Paris FC would just pick the ball on the left hand side, and then since it's Clara Mateo, we would push a lot of players to that side. But once we do that, the middle of the pitch was empty, and Clara Mateo would just find players in that. And I think that is where Angeldahl struggled as well, because she would have to shift across and she would have to cover a lot of ground, which she's not used to, or that isn't her best role, sort of. So that is where Toletti comes into play, because she can play based on who she's paired with, and she complements that really well. I think once Tere returns, I think that is going to be a very big boost, because she's perfectly suited for this, and that then it will be interesting to see who the first choice midfielders are. But at the moment, it's Angeldahl is all we have got, because I think Toletti won't be available for either of the next two games. If we have had an update on that, Kanita.
No, I haven't found anything. So.
Yeah, so probably not, because it was an hamstring issue. It doesn't get resolved this quickly, so probably she won't be there. But yeah, we have to make do with Angeldahl at the base of our midfield against Barcelona, a team that overloads your midfield, overloads your wide areas. Basically, they camp in your final third and try to create opportunities and move the ball around. It's going to be a very big challenge. And this game wasn't the best of the trials for it, I would say. But I think, like, around that penalty as well, like there was a lot of there was a lot of delay. First of all, like the penalty, like foul happened in the 37th minute, I think, and then the penalty wasn't taken until the 41st minute. There was a lot of delay there, and then I think there was a lot of tension between the referee and the players as well. Like there were a lot of heated arguments. There were a lot of cards shown for dissent. There were fouls called when there wasn't a heavy contact either. What did you make of all that, like the referee drama? Like it's it's a trivial point at this point to talk about, but still, like, it felt like there was some unresolved things between the referee and our players, because like we seemed very frustrated by the end of the half with some of the referee decisions.
Yeah, it was weird. Like, I remember this one foul. I know I forgot who was it called for. It was for one of our players. But then just Weir said something. It wasn't didn't even seem like she was complaining, and she immediately got a yellow, which was so weird. They got a free kick there with that foul, and she just said something like it seemed in normal voice and got a yellow card. So it was very weird. Like I think the tension was also caused by a lot of stoppage by injury time as well during the game. I mean, it was a long game and was very physical as well. So aside from those falls and then with the referee, there was a lot of tension. I mean, our players were also nervous because we weren't scoring, and we just had to go through stoppage. And I mean, what the first half had like 9 minutes of just added time. It's crazy. And then they took so much time to review the penalty as well. And yeah, it was a very weird game, like with the referees, yeah, as well. Like there were some called fouls, as you said, that really weren't, and also a lot of tension. Like aside from that, just yeah, it was really interesting, to like incorporate that factor into the game. Just like to talk about it, because I think it did took some toll on our players, honestly. We did have a lot of chances. We did have a lot of chances saved. We had some close ones, and yeah, those stoppage times just didn't help them either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the numbers. There were 18 fouls in the game. There were like uh 55 tackles in the game as well. So you have uh a lot of stoppages during the game, which is not really great for the flow of the game. So that happened, and the incident that you were mentioning, it was Linda Caicedo's foul that led to that whole discussion with Caroline Weir also getting carded in that for appealing, and I think it definitely like impacted a lot of it. But so yeah, I'm just looking at the numbers as well for this game, and there were 18 fouls, there were 51 tackles in the game. There was a lot of stoppages, and like you mentioned, the incident that you were mentioning, it was a Linda Caicedo foul, and that wasn't even that bad of a foul. The Linda got a yellow for that first, and then Caroline Weir, just for speaking a little, got a yellow for that as well. And I think it definitely had an impact on the game, because otherwise, if you look at this game, we created ample amount of chances to win this game. There was so much good attacking play, I would say, because we will talk about this, and the key to all of our attacking play for most parts as well. But we had enough chances to sort of win this game, but unfortunately we could not. I'm really glad that it did not end in a loss, because we definitely did not deserve to lose in this game. But yeah, I mean, looking at the numbers, and then we'll get into the talking about what worked in our attack so well. We had 23 shots, 5 on target, 1 goal, which is uh, not the best in terms of efficiency, but I think a lot of those shots that we took were quite good. Even if they were missing the post by a little bit, we had 46 touches in the opposition box as well. And I'm looking at our crosses. We had 31 crosses compared to Paris FC's just 5. And the crosses we need to talk about, because some of those crosses were real quality, and most of those crosses came from just one player, and that player is Eva Navarro. It's like we keep talking about Eva Navarro. Like, Eva Navarro accounted for 11 of those crosses. Like I mentioned, like almost one quarter of those crosses came from Eva Navarro. And the quality on her crosses is really good. Like, we've been talking about this shift from her moving from a right winger to a right back, but it is working so well. Like, there is such good synergy between what the player on the right flank, mostly it's Caroline Weir when she plays there. Caroline Weir, Eva Navarro, and one of the midfielders or one of the center backs. This little third player runs that they do, where the player on the ball will carry the ball forward or move the ball towards that area. Caroline Weir will come short to bait the opposition into thinking that she is going to receive it, and thus pull that full back with her. and then that will open up the space for Eva Navarro to run into, and then she has a yard of space and time on her hand, and then she curves the ball perfectly into the head of the striker. And Redondo had multiple occasion. We had you had Feller from that flank, from left flank, sort of attacking those crosses as well. So it was amazing. Like, it's so good to see Eva Navarro like this. And she has somehow managed to retain all of her good attacking qualities from when she played as the right wing, and managed to add something extra while playing as right back, which is, it's a refreshing change, and it's working very well for us. What do you think of this shift, Kanita?
And I mean, I now remember that Pau Quesada said after that Roma game, when she played the first time as a right back, that she laughed at being told that she will start as right back. But it seems like it's not a joke anymore that she's a starting right back, because she is available and she's benched. So she's benched by Eva Navarro, and I'm not complaining. Obviously, everything that you said stands. She's so fun to watch. The crosses in this game, I'm like, oh my god, this is my right back, man, my right back. such a such a good crosser. Like, it's so fun to watch her, and her duel with Clara Matteo in the game as well was very goodly. And it's, I don't know. Like, I saw also, like, after the game, I was watching stats, and I first went to these like score apps, and in those score apps, she's like the highest rated, obviously, and out of the whole team. And I said, yeah, I agree. And I totally agree. So yeah, man, just we got a new right back. Amazing stuff, honestly.
The thing is, like, it's not just the offensive part that she's really good at. Like, she's a right winger,
Mm.
she is this electric player that can create goals and stuff. We knew that from before, when she was at Levante, when she was at the Atleti, we knew that. But this defensive aspect of it, just looking at the numbers, she won 11 of her 17 ground duels. Dude, like, that is not a normal thing that she's doing. She made 4 tackles, she blocked one of those shots, so she's very aware defensively. And this, honestly, like, this change, I did not expect it to work out this well. But honestly, like you mentioned, we have like, she is the first choice right back. I don't think there is any point in moving it, because the things that she is offering when attacking, the synergy that she has with Weir and other players to time those runs in behind, to attack the box as well when the space is created. She has those attacking instincts already down, so you don't need to teach her to how to attack. And she has picked up the defensive nous as well, it seems like. We are talking about this, and maybe Barcelona runs through her side and absolutely destroys it, and we are talking differently. But I think it is commendable, the work that Eva Navarro has done at right back for us. And I think she's currently one of our most important attacking pieces, which is very weird to say that one of our fullbacks, who isn't really a fullback, is influencing our attacking play so much from that position. But yeah, I mean, kudos to that change. And then in the second half, we brought players on, and I think this is one thing that I would like to talk about. And I would also like to uh give Quesada a little bit of credit here, because I think he's very open to the fact that he's ready to give minutes to the youngsters. He's not afraid of it. We once again saw Iris come on. We saw Kukelar come on, and Iris come on like quite early as well, like around the 60th minute mark. Like, he believes in them. We, like you mentioned in the previous game as well against Alama, we saw Iris start. We saw Pau Comendador start. So it's like he believes in them. He is giving them that confidence, and they are doing quite well. Like, Iris in this game, after coming on, was electric. She has this really good ability to get shots off, and we could see that. although she did not manage to score, her shots were saved, but she is very effective in those situations where she has to generate her own shots. She'll pick ball in any angle and she will go for the goal. Maybe um, it's that youth in her that wants to get a shot off at goal, but it's still really really helpful for the team. Kukelar, we have spoken about, like she's an excellent dribbler, does a lot of things, a lot of good things on the ball as well. So seeing these players get the minutes, valuable minutes, and the ability to sort of change the game is really good, and I think Quesada has done a decent job on there. What do you make of this?
Yeah, it seems that I mean, for me it's the best thing that happened under Quesada so far, to see these kids get chances and get normal minutes. They start when they can, giving rest to the core 11, or what you would call them. And they perform really well. They add a lot of value to the team. We even see goal contributions from them. And as you said, they give that new energy to the team when they come off the bench. I mean, Iris in this game, like you said, new energy, that youthful spark, and she's really agile and energetic, bringing that atmosphere into the team, like fresh legs and all that. And she's really confident as well. She really wants to contribute, and it's really fun to see. And Kukilat, I just want to add, we had one scare with her with the ankle. But yeah, she was seen running normally and like going all for it inside the box a few minutes later. So that youth, man, they can just be recovered in a few minutes, like crazy. But yeah, jokes aside, I really feared that we might have lost Kukula there, because she's really fun, and she brings a lot, like you said, dribbles. I mean, it's so fun to watch that. And obviously they're very, very useful. And yeah, I mean, I just love Quesada is doing with this, with the youngsters. We are seeing a wide range of academy players as well. It's not like just the same one or two players. It's like a
uh,
lot of them. And it's really good to see this. It gives perspective on our academy players, even though they're currently in the second division. It's a higher one, but to have them have this experience in the first division and even Champions League is very, very big and very
yeah.
important.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, like it's not just a few players or a select one or two. Like Iris has come in. We have got Noe getting some minutes as well. We have Sylvie, we have Bella Anderson getting some valuable minutes. So it's really nice to see. Pau Comendador obviously was promoted anyway. So it's all like really good to see. We had Irune at the very start as well, who is now currently a little out of favor, but still, like it's good to see all these youngsters getting some valuable minutes and being able to contribute to the team and in big stages, like you mentioned, in the Champions League. Uh, but yeah, I think the game ended in what was the most Mylene Shavas moment, we would say, because Mylene has her moment. Like Shavas, she can save some shots, she can do really good bits, but then there are those nagging mistakes where, or those nagging errors where you would expect her to save it and she doesn't. And that is what sort of was the issue when she was the backup here as well. When she came into play, like she would make some really good saves, and then there would be some near post finishes, some really low shots that she should save. or that poor cross collection. And I think that is what happened. Callan Weir just last kick of the game takes a shot, and it's right at Shavas, honestly, but it slips through, and we get the equalizer. People say that brave people, or like fortune favors the brave, and so we create winners, sort of create their own luck, whatever you want to call it. But I think we deserved a goal from that game, and I'm glad that we got it towards the end. But yeah, I mean, we are still in the top five in the table of this new format that we are seeing this season, in the women's Champions League with 18 teams league format. So it's going to be fun to see what we do next, because up next we have Barcelona, a team that we beat finally the last time we met them at their home 3-1, and we are traveling away as well for this one. So it's going to be, it's going to be fun. There's always a lot of stories either way. If we lose, there's like, are Madrid even progressing? What are Madrid doing? Do women's football even need them? All sorts of things. And if we beat them, then it's historic as well. So either way, we will be, I think, we will be on either end of the spectrum based on the result. So let's see what happens in that one. Barcelona this season are sort of, not the same in terms of their bench strength and everything. A pretty thin squad, have lost Patrick Guijarro for 12 weeks due to a foot injury. So we'll be without her. Laia Alexandri is starting as the defensive midfielder these days. So it's going to be fun about how we can challenge that, because I think our attack has a lot of fluidity that can cause them problems. The defense has been an issue for them previously, but they had Patri to, plug a lot of holes, but she will be missing. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that game. And then after that, we have got the defending Champions League, defending champs of the European stage in Arsenal, a team that, we suffered a very how do you say, a very disappointing result against in the previous season, when we were 2-0 up and ended up losing 3-0 in the second leg. A team that hasn't been in the best of forms, I would say, is struggling a little bit as well. In the summer they lost Leah Walti, but they have a good squad. There is no doubt about that. But recently against Bayern, they were 2-0 up and they lost 3-2 in the second half. That is how it feels, Arsenal fans. You experienced both of our emotions in just one game in the span of 90 minutes. That is how it feels, losing from 2-0 up. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun one. We'll try to get somebody on for that game, because there are a lot of Arsenal fans. There are a lot of people talking about the women's team. So it's always good to have that perspective as well, and an overview of what their season has been like. But yeah, Kanita, what are your expectations in this upcoming tough run of games that we have?
I think that this is sort of a rule that we have to face Barcelona and Arsenal, together in 1 week, because that's what happened last time as well. That El Clásico win, and then that very disappointing result against Arsenal. So yeah, it's like, again, back to back Barcelona Arsenal. I don't know why is this something that's happening to us, but twice in 1 year. Weird that it happened twice, honestly. But yeah, El Clasico. I don't know how I feel about it. Weirdly, I will feel very sad if we lose. It's the fault of the last Clásico, when I had no hope for anything at all, and well, not just me, like no one in the fandom like really expected anything in that game, and just poof, we won. But it's that factor as well. It's like, okay, now I'll be disappointed if we lose. Like, what if we lose? It's fine if we get a draw. Fine, I won't be sad. maybe a draw. Hey, like, it doesn't have to be one or the other. Maybe it can be, both. We
Come
can,
on,
but
we need to close the gap. Come on, be brave. Say we are going to win.
yes.
We are being greedy now, I think.
Oh yeah, and Real Sociedad beat Barcelona the other day.
Yeah.
So, by beating Barcelona this time, we can actually have our, title actually, title run back, which we thought we lost even in September. But I really, really hope, I really want us to win. Like 3-0 up in the first 10 minutes, guys. We can do it. We can do it. But yeah, I mean, I think when it comes from the squad, like squad wise, I think that starting, like specifically just starting Angeldahl as our deepest midfielder would be a huge handicap for us. I mean, honestly, we don't even have a lot of um options right now. Like he's maybe trying to see something. I don't know. I hope this won't, like, he'll manage something. I don't know. But this can't happen again. Because we had a huge handicap in this game with that. It wasn't even Angeldo's fault. It's the role she was in. So yeah, I'm fearing that specific problem in El Clásico and the Arsenal game. So yeah, but yeah, two very interesting games. Champions League finalists. It will be very interesting, regardless of the results. I will be. I hope I won't be sad after those two, games. So yeah, let's see.
Let's hope that November turns out the same way October did. But yeah, we will find out. We'll be back with the review for El Clasico game. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And as always, thank you for listening and thank you for supporting us. Until next time, Hala Madrid.
A la Madrid.